Well, thousands gathered to bid farewell to the crocodile hunter in the land down under. A televised memorial service was held for Steve Irwin at his Australia zoo. The wildlife hero was killed by a stingray barb more than 2 weeks ago. Irwin's 8-year-old daughter hailed him as her hero during this emotional tribute.
My daddy was my hero. He was always there for me when I needed him. He listened to me and taught me so many things, but most of all, he was fun. I know that daddy had an important job. He was working to change the world so everyone would love wildlife like he did. He built a hospital to help animals, and he bought lots of land to give animals a safe place to live. He took me and my brother and my mum with him all the time. We filmed together, caught crocodiles together, and loved being in the bush together.
And joining us now, Dan Stockdale. He's an exotic animal trainer and tiger tamer. Dan, I don't know if you have kids, but that's pretty tough to watch.
Yeah, that really is. I do have a 16-year-old son, and I admire Bindi for her ability after going through this whole tragedy. To be able to just jump in there and really tout the praises of her dad the way she did. Steve was an awesome man.
That was an amazing tribute by such a little girl, and I know that so many people in the rest of the world, including yourself, believe that he gave such a huge contribution to conservation in general.
I really do. Steve brought an enthusiasm to conservation and to animals in general that just really touched the people. It didn't matter whether it was a 10-year-old child or a 90-year-old grandmother in South Dakota. I mean, he just really connected and really gave everyone that enthusiasm and communicated that to them.
Dan, talk to me a little bit about why somebody chooses this lifestyle. You've chosen it. Steve chose it. Other people on the outside, I don't know, like me, who doesn't really want to touch a snake anytime soon, might look at this and say, why do you choose this kind of a life? It's so dangerous.
Well, to be honest, it is risky business, but the driving thing with all of us, whether it's Steve or Jack or any of us, it's all about conservation, and it's all about the animals. And that drive, that passion is there to communicate that message to the public. If there were people like Steve out there that were willing to take those risks and go out there and maybe walk a little bit along the edge, then there are millions of people that would have never embraced the conservation message that he held out as his mantra for so long.
I read in the notes that you said that you know that you could die by an animal attack, and that you do verify that could in fact happen, but that if you had to go, you wouldn't mind going that way necessarily after watching your mom die of cancer.
That's true. I guess the way I look at it, I would rather live a short life having contributed something to society than to live a long life and have never contributed anything and having never taken any risk. Certainly, when you're working with large exotic animals that have the ability to kill, you want to make sure you're prepared all the time.
Right.
But you also want to make sure that you keep in the back of your mind that potential risk so you can take the proper safety precautions.
What do you say, Dan, to people who criticize Steve Irwin, that he interacted too closely with the wildlife, that he was a little too extreme in his antics?
Well, all of us choose a path that takes us, close to the edge of a cliff. And it's, different individuals choose a different path along that edge. Some people get right up to the edge and are very comfortable doing so. Others of us operate in a very free contact situation. Other individuals operate in protected contact. So it's really an individual choice that each trainer has to make.
All right, Dan Stockdale, thanks very much. People will not forget Steve Irwin anytime soon, or that remarkable eulogy by his young child. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Bob.